made the blog when I moved from Florida to California. I only made a few posts though. Honestly, I just don't feel like writing the blog right now. I'd rather do a video. It's easier for me. So for those of you who know my journey, you know that I moved from my hometown where I was born and raised, Palm Beach, Florida. In January, I drove all the way from Florida to California with my dear mother, and we arrived here in Los Angeles on January the 21st. So I'm making this video because it's my 6-month anniversary here in LA, and I just wanted to update everyone who I knew, and also anyone who doesn't know me who's watching this. Maybe you can you know, pick up some tips and be inspired in whatever you're doing. So yeah. Anyways, if you want to know a little bit more about why I moved and all this stuff, I have another blog about that. You can read it. It's very nice and long, but it just about sums it up and everything. But I moved out here because I've always wanted to live in LA. Like as a kid, I'm like, if I ever move from Florida, it will be LA because it's sunny and bright like Florida, but it's also like a bigger and exciting city. I finally got the guts to move, and I planned for almost a year to make the move, and I saved money, and it was the hardest thing to do, to save money, but the key in saving money for any purpose is to cut back. And you may think that you can't, but you can cut back. That means no fast food, no going out, partying, no shopping trips. You can do it, you know you can, even if it takes a whole year to save what you want, you can do it, or even getting a second job. And I also made 2 trips here in advance to kind of scout out places to live and things like that, and maybe job opportunities. But I was blessed and lucky enough to keep my job that I had in Florida, and I work from home now, and I really love my job. I'm a data analyst, and I love being on the computer. I think it's messing up my vision because I'm on the computer all day long, but I really like that, so you know, I was blessed to keep that job. Basically, for anyone, some advice for anyone who wants to move anywhere, even if it's down the street from your house, you need to do research in advance, or make a realistic budget, you know, before you move, and be realistic. Be realistic. If you have to get a roommate, you have to get a roommate. In Florida, we have our houses, and our apartments are bigger, and we have green grass and all that, but moving to LA was definitely a culture shock for me because it's completely different. Now I feel at home. I don't notice the differences, but when you move from the suburbs to a quiet place like Palm Beach to a city, any big city, culture shock. Like the parking, like I'm not used to not being able to park. I'm also not used to not being able to go freely when I want to. If you park far away from wherever you are, you can't just go to the parking lot and leave. You have to actually walk far to even get into the car and go somewhere. And just a lot of people. This is an overcrowded city, LA. So many people. Even when you're driving, you have to be careful. People crossing the street, you're not used to them crossing the street. People riding a bicycle, people skateboarding. Other people that are, you know, trying to make a turn, and you're trying to make a turn. Like, it's so many people here, and parking tickets. Like, it's just the culture is different than Palm Beach. Palm Beach's culture. Yeah. So it's been 6 months, and what have I been doing since I have been in the city of Los Angeles? I have been kind of doing what I've been doing, in a sense, kind of, my whole life. Growing up in school, I would go to school, do my work, then I would go do an activity, an after-school activity. I would never be at home chilling. I was in gymnastics after school, or I was in ballet, or I was in cheerleading, all-star cheerleading. I was in something. In the days where I had a day off, I was in my room making up something, drawing something, creating, making beats. I started making music in high school. I was always doing something after school. So in my adult life, that continues. I work during the day, and then after work, immediately I go to the dance studio, or I work on my music. Or I go hiking. I'm always doing something kind of physical or creative. I am an artist. I'm a creative person, and that's a huge reason why I picked LA over any other city. Everyone you meet here, which I love, they have a job like me. I'm a data analyst. They have a job, like, I guess you could say normal job. But then you start talking to them and they tell you about all the other projects they have going on. Oh, I'm writing this film. Or I'm a dancer and I have an audition tomorrow. Or, I'm a music producer and I'm working with this artist, we need dancers. Or everyone has something else going on here. And I think that's what makes me well-rounded as a person, to just be working on a variety of things. And I love the fact that there's other people here that are like me, and I feel like it's just a great place to network and get things done creatively in the city. Before I even moved to LA, when I knew I wanted to move here, I knew that the opportunity out here, there would be a lot of opportunity, and I knew that there's a lot of people here who are the best of the best, basically, who are well-trained in dancing, music, anything like that. They're well-trained actresses, actors, So I knew that if I was going to come here and basically audition with them or compete with them, I had to be up to standard or LA's expectations and be well-trained. So I began taking vocal lessons, group classes, private classes while I was in Florida still. I began going to more dance classes while I was in Florida. I also think it's about preparation. You have to be prepared so you look like you know what you're doing. Even though I've been doing this my whole life, performing, it's still a different caliber or different expectations here in LA than Florida. So I had to make sure that I was just really getting in, really back into training if I wanted to work here in LA in the entertainment industry. So as soon as I got here, I got a class card at Debbie Reynolds, and I trained in all different types of dancing at Debbie Reynolds, but I did focus on jazz because I wanted to try out for some of the pro teams here. So I was taking at least 3 dance classes a week. Then I went to Millennium for a couple months, and then I started going to Edge Dance Center. So then I just was going to all 3 of them, like a mixture of all, because I found the classes that I really liked, and they were at all 3 studios. So I was training my butt off in dance. And you have to invest in yourself. It'll pay off in the future. Why? Because when I first got here, I was a good dancer. Now I feel like I'm an even better dancer, and I pick up, if I haven't learned anything else from all the classes, I pick up choreography a lot faster. Now I can go to an audition and pick it up a lot faster and actually be able to do it within 15 minutes of learning it. So the 6 months of training really helped me. It helped me with my jazz technique. So if we're doing a jazz combination, I can know, okay, they're doing this and that and that and that. Okay, now I know what to do. Also, for those who know me or who follow me on my social media websites, know that I am a singer and producer, music producer. Because here, like, I tell people, oh, I'm a producer, and they're like, oh, you produce films? I'm like, no, music. So I never stopped working on music when I moved here. I did take a few vocal classes here, but then I decided to just do dance only, to really focus on dance. So now that that section is over, I'm getting back, I'm shifting my resources to my music and also acting. I'm working on projects now where I can be an individual in myself, not really team things, because I realized here in LA I have a different look that I love. You have to love yourself. I love that I'm 4'11". I love that, and I wrote if you guys follow me on Facebook, I wrote a whole little rant about it. I have high cheekbones. I just look different when I'm in a room for team auditions. There's not a lot of other girls who look like me, which for a team could be a bad thing because they want you guys to look similar. They want you to have the same height. So I decided to shift my focus to things that I can do on my own individually, and I'd have to look like someone else or similar or fit into the typical 5'5", whatever look. So I'm shifting my resources now back into my music and also acting as well. I'm going to be working on an acting project coming up, and that should be really fun. Now that I have the LA dance training, I think it's definitely going to help with my performance with my music when I get on stage. I'm a dancer, singer, I make my own music. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on now. So look out for the music from me. It will be professional and studio. Positive message behind it. It's going to be so positive. So I do miss my family in Florida and my friends because all I know is Florida. Of course, I've traveled here and there before, but I'm just born and raised in Florida and living with my parents, and I'm a mama and daddy's girl. And I don't want to say I'm spoiled, but I had a pretty awesome life with my parents being lazy and just, you know, I had a good job and, you know, getting to go on shopping sprees because I didn't pay rent, and now it is not like that anymore. But I will be coming home in another less than 6 months for Christmas and my class reunion, so that should be fun. Yeah, so everything's going great out here. If you guys have any questions about moving or just conquering any kind of fear or huge goal you ever wanted to conquer, just, you know, this is going to be posted on YouTube too, so you send me a message. If you're my Facebook friend, just hit me up. I love answering people's questions and helping people out and giving them advice. I love it. It's just, I think it's my purpose is to help people and use the talent that God has blessed me with to be motivating and positive. And anyone who has a gift, it's just great to use that for good and not for evil. So me and Mr. Choji are about to go hiking at Runyon Canyon. That's where we like to go. And hopefully he doesn't embarrass me. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying that because he always embarrasses me because he barks at other dogs while he's on a leash. If I let him off the leash, he won't bark at him. But I have to drag him. He's hood. He's a thug life. See, he just agreed with me. So we're gonna go hiking, and hopefully we can make it through the whole trail because he has a bad knee. So if you watch this whole video, thank you, and I just want to leave you guys with words of encouragement, which is words that I tell myself a lot, which is God made you for a reason. You have a purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, pray and ask God. Trust in God and listen, and He will tell you, because He told me. And I know I've come a long way, and it's because I have built my relationship with God, and I listen to Him. And I did find a really good church family here in LA, which is, I go to One Church, and they also have videos online. Just Google One Church. But it's very helpful to find a church family or just a group of people if you're not a religious person, and I'm not really religious, I'm spiritual, more spiritual, but just find a group of people who are positive, motivated, and know that their actions and their thoughts and their feelings and their emotions affect their life, and they're willing to encourage you and help you. So just find a support system, or either just read a really good motivational book, and that's a starting point. That's where you start, is by changing your mind. It all starts here, changing your outlook on life, and knowing that you're important and you have a purpose, even if it doesn't feel like it now, that you're important, and you do. You have a purpose. You really do. So you just have to find out what that is, and believe in yourself, and push, and do. You can't just sit around and hope all day. God helps those who help themselves. So be positive, get out there, do, network, train, and learn. Studying really helps. Studying in anything. If you want to be a doctor, you have to study. If you want to be an astronaut, you have to study. If you want to be in a circus, you have to train to do circus tricks. I don't know. You know what I mean. So I just want you to know that you can do it, because I didn't think I would ever be here in LA. Like, I just look back when I was little, I was like, oh, LA, hooray, that's scary, whatever. But look, I'm here and I'm like, still like, I'm looking at the window like, what? This is like weird. Like, how did I end up here? Just like, it's weird. But if I could do it, you can do it, okay? You can do it. Hopefully I will be back before the year is up with another video.